guys, this is Amir and this is another video from Cars of the Review. And today's review is more like a joke to me because this car is a rebuild.
Come on, rebuild cars are good. See, it's beautiful.
Well, yeah, it's not about what you see outside, it's about what's inside.
Inside is good too.
What
You
if
know,
the
there is
chassis is
two type of rebuild car. Let me explain to you. Most of them are garbage. I'm completely agree with that
Yeah.
one. But there are some good rebuild cars without serious damage. When your transmission and engine works well, what's the reason for don't buying this car? You are going to have a cheap car for less price. You are not going to finance $50,000 RAV4 for the next 7 years. Pay, I don't know, $300, $400 bi-weekly, which sucks. And you are going to save a bunch of money. Buy this one for $20K, enjoy it with low mileage, and everything is going to be fine. So it really depends on you. And how do you want to purchase this car? There are a bunch of good dealership out there that they are dealing with rebuild cars.
Yeah.
They are going to show you all the pictures for the damage. So just bring your mechanic there.
Like whose dealership? Do you want to introduce the dealership?
Yeah, of course. Look at the dealership. AMAC Auto. That's one of the dealerships that we are working with them. And I want to do the advertising for them because I know what they're doing. And basically for all the cars that you are going to buy, you are going to have full pictures for all the damages, which is super good.
That sounds great.
Of course. And the engine and transmission are going to work properly because they are not going to buy one of those rebuild cars that they have some serious damage.
But my problem is the rebuild car, it might have like some minor issue that long term you will see, and like we don't know what type of rebuild this car had. So
You are going to see all the pictures. From the picture you can figure out what kind of problem it has.
but the most important question is, could you convince me to buy a rebuild car?
Of course, I'm going to convince you today to buy this car.
And you know,
That's a 2018, I think,
Yeah.
Mitsubishi RVR with 115,000 kilometers, which is super good.
that's a fact. That's a good.
And yeah, the price is $19,000. You guys can probably get a little bit discount for this car too. And the fun thing about this car, with this price, you can buy Mitsubishi for 200,000 kilometers
Okay.
without rebuild status.
He has a point, but I'm a bit.
Just
That's
save
true.
money. You know why you want to waste your money for cars? They are going to be garbage after 7 years, no matter what.
Yeah.
So you want to pay $50,000 for brand new cars, which is sucks right now. I think now is the worst time for buying cars.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So I think now more people wants to have rebuild cars with low damage, with minor damage, and there are a bunch of them out there. ICBC just do some stupid things.
Yeah.
They just
Well, money-wise, he kind of convinced me, but I want to see if he can convince me to test drive. which I will
let's
do.
go over everything. Yeah, let's start with the exterior.
Let's start with the exterior. So, right off the bat, you see the 16-inch tire on this car, which is a high-profile tire. And this model is especially equipped with winter tires. Now, we are in mid-March. We're at the end of the March, so we're in the beginning of the May. I don't see the reason by having a winter tire. But somehow this car has a winter tire and a 16-inch wheel, high-profile tire. This vehicle doesn't have a long wheelbase because this is a compact SUV. But as we come in front, we see it still has the original Mitsubishi design. It's more look like a Mitsubishi Lancer, in my opinion.
And keep in mind, there is no damage for this part of this vehicle, so everything
Not the
is
front.
yeah, not front.
Okay, well, don't tell me. I want to see if I can find out which part of this vehicle is damaged. Coming as a side, it really has a basic design. Nothing really to talk about. And it's more look like a Hyundai Kona. Although this car is 2018. Hyundai Kona came in 2019. The back lights are not LED headlight, and they don't have like a special black plastic trim that like some of the Toyotas put. But I mean, all the trim level, the lights are basic, so it's really nothing really to talk about this design. But I think interior will be interesting, so let's go to the interior.
Okay.
So now we come to the interior, and the interior, the seats has although the seats come with leather inside, this specific model doesn't have a leather seat.
Yeah.
And this is the lowest trim level, so the seats are not electric, so it's not like electronically controlled, so it's manually.
But it has backup camera.
But it has backup camera and cruise control, and also it has like a red stitchy design, which I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I want to sit inside, and My legroom feels good. My headroom is alright, although it's not great. The plastic here feels a bit cheap. Like it has like hard touch plastic, so it's hard touch plastic all over the place. Although this is a Japanese car, it's typical Japanese car, hard touch plastic.
There is no good quality in this industry.
Yeah, especially Japanese car, hard touch plastic everywhere. But I really like this design. If you can come and show them, this has like a carbonated design.
Let me see.
Which also is plastic as well. And you have your four-wheel drive button over there. And this car has a heated seat. But the heater modules are it's not electronically, so it's manually. So you have a knob. But the knobs feels good. Like it's a stitchy plastic, which is better compared like some of the low trim Mazdas. Their plastic quality is really low, and like after a couple years, 5 years, this fell. But I feel like this could last quite a long time because it has a better interior material compared to RAV4. Sitting at the back, so I want to sit beside myself. Mid-size SUVs don't have a great legroom or headroom, and this is a compact SUV, so I'm not gonna expect a lot. Holy shit, I expect a lot now. Legroom, it's okay. It's quite good. This is behind myself, but headroom is really bad. Headroom is like it's really quite tight.
Yeah,
and you can't adjust the seats down. I don't know why, but you do get like armrest, and you get like 2 cup holders at the back.
Show them.
Yeah, and the back seat is not something that I want to stay here for like 3 hours or a couple hours. It's a compact SUV. Like even the RAV4 doesn't have great room. Or CX-5 is like awful. But I'm not gonna install the vehicle. So this is the back trunk of this Mitsubishi RVR. It's quite roomy. It's quite huge for a compact SUV. It's 49.5 cubic feet of space. And as we look under here, you get the temporary spare tire, which looks in a good shape.
Yeah.
Besides, this car is a rebuild, but so far so good. So let's go for a test drive.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So you've seen in the last couple of videos I have a bit trouble with the hood, but in this vehicle I don't.
Seriously?
It's quite easy. And the door is quite heavy.
Did you do some practice before that? Or?
No, I did. I did it. All right. So
He did.
this engine is a 2.4 liter Mitsubishi engine that produces about 168 horsepower and 169 pound-feet of torque, which is quite a good number. Like the torque, I expect the torque to be a bit lower, but the torque is a bit higher. So what does that mean? That means we have more speed, we have more fun. And this inside the vehicle, it looks quite new. Like everything is clean. And this car has a power. It has an electronically steering, so it's not a power steering. And also, the transmission is CVT, continuously variable transmission CVT, 6-speed. Funny enough, this transmission is Nissan's transmission, and I know, as you guys know, we really bullshitted Nissan's transmission in the other videos, but this is different. This is still Jatco
Transmission,
blank transmission, but it's programmed differently.
Yeah.
So that's a huge part. Like I didn't see any problem with. Have you seen any problem in the customer?
Usually Mitsubishi cars are much better than Nissan.
Yeah, and I didn't see any problem. I didn't see any like rebuild or any not rebuild, any recall.
They have
records.
160,000 kilometers warranty.
Yeah.
They know something.
But the thing
and
is,
this is the real Japanese car. They don't create these cars in Canada.
Yeah, they're made in Japan.
It's a real Japanese car.
But I'm quite also excited. I want to see how does the transmission perform because this car is a 4-wheel drive. So it makes it interesting and it's programmed differently. So you don't want to have the problem that you have in Nissan's transmission.
Okay guys, so now it's the financing part. We have 2018 Mitsubishi RVR with 115,000 kilometers, and the price for this car is $18,000 to $19,000, and the interest rate for rebuilt cars for people with bad credit score is around 10. It starts from 10% and it goes up to 30%. Actually 35 is the highest one that I see for this type of cars, and usually rich people with 800 credit score, they never looking for rebuilt cars, which I think it sucks. They have to think about rebuilt cars too because they have a really good value in this market. And yeah, that's basically this, and it's a really good car, and even people with a good credit can keep in mind these options because they don't have any serious damage.
So you guys, now we are with the driving dynamic part of this vehicle. And Right off the bat, the steering is pretty slow. The steering it's pretty numb. It has a quick ratio, but it's pretty numb, so it's not sporty at all. And one thing that I want to mention is I always put the four-wheel drive vehicles in the two-wheel drive settings because of the fuel economy, because I want to have better fuel economy. But in this vehicle, once I put it in two-wheel drive and then I turn off the vehicle, and once I turn it back on, it automatically goes to the four-wheel drive auto. And I feel like that's a bit of bugger, because I don't want the four-wheel drive, the four vehicle of the car to be activated. I only need it on like a rainy or snowy conditions. And the handling of this vehicle, it's not bad. This car has lots of understeer, and because the all-wheel drive of this vehicle is front bias, it's not rear bias, so I have lots of like understeer in this vehicle, which I will show you guys further on. But speaking about fuel economy, in city I've been averaging about 9 liters, or worst case scenario 9.5 liters for 100 kilometers, which is not bad. It's for a compact SUV, it's not bad. It's like similar to mid-size SUVs. And in highway, obviously I get better range. I get 8.8 liter for 100 kilometers in highway, which is a similar number as RAV4 gasoline version. And on a lower revs, you're on eco mode, but obviously once you put your foot down, it automatically act as a sport mode. Now the CVT in the city is not bad. It doesn't have a kick, although on a higher RPM, once I put my foot down, it holds the gear, and that's a bit annoying. Alright guys, so I left this vehicle, I left it in a four-wheel drive. So now all the two differential, they're all activating now. And I'm in back of this curvy road, and it's pretty bumpy. The road doesn't have a good ride quality, but this is the corner that I don't think this vehicle is capable of handling it, but I'm just gonna give it a bit of speed, and you guys just see it wasn't that great. On the two-wheel drive, I get understeer in this back road, but it's not a good handling vehicle. But overall, compared to what it is, it's not bad. And while you're driving and you put your foot down, it holds the gear, because suddenly it goes upshift, but you guys know CVT has a rubber bandy feeling, so it doesn't feel great once you put your foot down. There's really nothing to talk about. It's good in city, but on a highway I wouldn't recommend the transmission because it doesn't have a good quality, and the handling is not that great. This car has lots of understeer. Even on all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models, it is still understeer. So I will give this car like 6.5 out of 10.
Okay guys, now we are in the conclusion part, so we're going to give our scores for this car. So Emerson, what's your score for this car?
So my score was 6.5 out of 5, 6.5 out of 10, because
one, actually.
This car,
that's phenomenal. 6.5 out of 5.
Because this car was, even in all-wheel drive, I got understeer, and this is not a good handling vehicle. It's not in my taste. I wouldn't buy this car, because in terms of driving dynamic, this car is not that great, but in terms of driving in city, it's quite good.
You know, for me it's 7 out of 10, the rebuilt one, not the clean title one, because the clean title one is more expensive and I think it's not a good deal. But for this one, this type of car that we are talking about, I think 7 out of 10 is fair price. And for people that they have a family, they want to have a reliable car, I think it's good. They can use it for sure, and they are not going to have too much headache. But there are better options out there for sure. And yeah, thank you for watching our video. Sorry for the bad sound quality and all those problems. We know all the problems. We are going to try to fix them. When we receive the 100 subscribe, we are going to improve the sound quality. We are going to improve the recording devices that we are using right now. And another thing that we are going to do, we are going to create one video, Mustang vs Challenger, which I'm going to review the Challenger, and Mr. Amir Hussein is going to review the Mustang, and we are going to switch those cars to tell our opinion about it. Thank you so much for watching. Wish all of you the best.